Last week, we visited Arran and did some of the toughest routes that we had planned for this tour. This week, we changed the plan.
There we go. Having fun. Way up here.
Way up in the sky.
Originally, we planned to go from Sandbank up to Starcher, follow the loch north so we could look over and maybe glimpse Dunderave Castle, which used to be the MacNaughtons, then take a hilly road back across to the top of Loch Lomond. The next day we would ride along the bonny banks of Loch Lomond, down to the suburbs of Glasgow, and then into downtown. We could then take a day off in Glasgow. But we were tired of the hills and wanted more time in Glasgow, so we came up with a new plan. We were just a few miles from Dunoon, where we could catch a ferry to Gulrock. From there, we would get on National Cycle Road 75, just 32 miles with 1,400 feet of climbing to Glasgow. The Clyde View served us an excellent breakfast, and soon we were heading south toward town, along the water. We had already changed our mindset, and instead of dreading long days in the saddle and tough climbs, we were just having fun again. Soon, we were doing something that we thought we wouldn't do again this trip, getting on a ferry. Since the Gulrock ferry was not a car ferry, it loaded and crossed quickly. On the other side, we soon found National Cycle Route 75 and managed to work our way out of town with just a few bad turns. Like much of National Cycle Routes 7 and 77, we were on a mix of quiet roads and multi-use paths, some of which were crazy steep early on. But less than 10 miles in, we were rolling through green farmland, and then got on the wonderful Paisley to Gulrock railway path. Which had fun artwork all along it. We got lunch near the end of this trail, and then had some confusing moments as we worked our way in to the Glasgow city centre.
Because I'm pretty sure we're not in the garden.
But the cars were friendly, and we got it all sorted in time to have a delicious dinner at an Italian place around the corner from our hotel. We spent much of our first off day in Glasgow walking around seeing sights. Then we hopped on a hop-on, hop-off bus and got the tour. There were migrating cyclists, handsome old buildings, and let's just do the summary. That night, Carol and I went to Maggie's, and Carol did some line dancing. Our second day in Glasgow was filled with doing laundry, strolling about, and visiting the Clydeside Distillery. After the distillery, we returned to the same Italian restaurant from our first night. Tomorrow was a busy travel day. Originally, we were going to continue today on National Cycle Route 75 into Edinburgh. But we instead decided to catch the train to Edinburgh and then bike from Waverley Station to our hotel. We timed our train ride such that we could get into Edinburgh fairly early, but not be on the train with a ton of commuters. We got to our hotel in time for lunch, then stashed our bikes while I went to the storage place and grabbed our bags. By the time I got back, Carol had checked us in, so I broke down our bikes and packed them before she, Jeff, and I caught the bus back downtown for one last dinner together. Next week, London, Littlehampton, and home. See you then.